Hello students, once again welcome back to your grammar class. This is the continuation of the previous lecture in which we are going to learn how to convert an interrogative sentence and imperative sentence from direct to indirect speech. In the previous lecture, we have already learned how to convert an assertive sentence from direct to indirect speech. I hope you all have gone through the rules, right? Study the rules. Okay, now let us begin with an interrogative sentence. Tell me what is an interrogative sentence? You know that an interrogative sentence will always ask a question. Right? It may be yes or no question or WH question. Can you give one example for yes or no question? Do you like ice cream? Yes, I like. Normally, yes or no question will begin with auxiliary verbs like is, are, am, was, were, did, does, do, has, have, had, etc. Okay. The answer for the yes or no question either will be yes or no. Then WH questions. Which are the WH question words? What, where, when, why, who, whom, whose, then how also will be included in that category. Now let us see the rules for the conversion of an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect speech. First rule is regarding reporting verb. I have already told you that a reporting verb always appears outside the inverted comma. Okay, in interrogative sentence, we normally use two reporting words. Which are they? Ask or inquire of. Okay, ask or inquire of. These are the commonly used reporting verbs in interrogative sentence. Okay, then rules regarding conjunction. In assertive sentence, we normally use the conjunction that, but in yes or no question, we will use instead of that either if or whether. Children, remember, in yes or no question, we will use if or whether instead of that. We have to avoid the conjunction that in yes or no question. Same way, in WH question, what can we do? We have to avoid the conjunction. Instead of that conjunction, you have to use that question word itself. That means you can use the given question word itself. Okay, what is your name? Then you can use that word itself. Okay, in a yes or no question, instead of the conjunction that, you can use if or whether. Then in WH question, you can use that WH question word itself. Okay, then regarding the structure of the sentence. Next rule is related to the structure of or form of the sentence. You know that questions will be in question pattern. That means question word, verb, then subject. That pattern you have to change into an assertive sentence pattern. That means after that question word, you can use subject before the verb. Then at the end, please drop that question mark. Okay. This rule is related to structure or form. The question will be in question pattern. That should be converted into an assertive sentence. That means you have to begin. After that question word, you have to use subject, then verb. But in question, what is the order? Verb, then subject. That will change into subject, verb. Then drop that question mark. Clear? I hope it is clear. Then other rules. Which are the other rules? You know that while changing direct to indirect, you have to see the changes in tenses. In this case, rules for the tenses will remain same. The same rule you can follow. Then pronouns. Rules for pronouns and rules for adverbs of time and place. You can follow the same rules. Okay, once again I'm repeating. If the sentence is an interrogative sentence, you have to use reporting word like enquire, of, or asked. You are not supposed to use the conjunction that. Instead of that, in yes or no question you can use if or whether. And WH question, you can use that WH question word itself. Remember, drop that question mark. Change the question pattern into an assertive pattern. Okay, these are the general rules that we have to follow while changing an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect speech. Children, now let us learn this topic with the help of examples. Let us see this example. He said to us, is it tasty? Yes, it is an yes or no question. So how can we convert into indirect speech? I already told you that you have to use the reporting word either ask or inquired of. He said to us. Then said will change into asked. After asked, you are not supposed to use the preposition to. It is not followed by to. Okay, he asked us. Then instead of the conjunction that, you can use if or whether. If, then we have to see the form or structure. Question is in interrogative form. Then answer should be in assertive form, which is the subject it. It. Then here present tense. Reporting verb is in simple past. Here present tense. So this present tense should be changed into past tense. What is the past form of is? Was. It was tasty. Then don't put the question mark. You have to drop the question mark. Okay? Children, see another example. He said to me, who are you? This one is WH question. Okay. Then he, which is the reporting verb, he asked. And after asked, you are not supposed to use the preposition to. He asked me. Then it is a WH question. So you can use that WH word instead of that. He asked me. Then see the subject. Which is the subject? You. Then you which person? Second person. Second person will change according to the object. Which is the object here? Me. So, you will change into I. Who? I. Here, simple present. So, how to convert into simple past? Who I was. Don't use the question mark. Okay. Now, let us see some more examples.
She said to me, what are you doing now? Step number 1 is to identify. She is the subject, the object is me, here you is the second person, and said to is the reporting verb. And as said to is in past form, we need to check the tense of the reported speech. Here the tense is present continuous. Step 2 is to change the reporting verb. Said to will become asked here. Step 3 is to replace the inverted comma with what, as it is a direct question. So the sentence will become like this. She asked me what. Step 4 is change of pronoun. Here you is the second person and object is me. So you will be converted to I. Step 5 is a change of tense. Here the reported speech is in present continuous. So it will convert into past continuous. So are doing gets converted to was doing. Step 6 is the change of word denoting time. Here now will be converted to then. So after step 6, the sentence is, what was I doing then? Converting it to a statement, what I was doing then. Notice the placement of the verb has changed. Also, we have removed the question mark into a period or full stop. The outcome is in the form of an indirect speech, which is, she asked me what I was doing then. I hope you have understood all the 7 steps. Let's look into the next example. Ram said, Shyam, where did you go yesterday? Let's apply the 7-step formula here. Step 1 is to identify. Ram is the subject, Shyam is the object, said is the reporting verb. And as said is in past form, we need to check the tense of the reported speech. Here the tense is simple past. Step 2 is the change of reporting verb. Said will become asked here. Step 3 is to replace the inverted comma with where, as it is a direct question. The sentence will become like this. Step 4 is the change of pronoun. Here, you is in second person and object is Shyam. So, you will be converted to he. Step 6 is the change of tense. Here, the reported speech is in simple past. So, it will be converted to past perfect. Did go gets converted to had gone. Step 6 is the change of word denoting time. Here, yesterday will be converted to the previous day. Now, the last step is to convert a question into a statement. So, after step 6 of the sentence, it becomes like this. Where had he gone the previous day? Converting it to a statement, it becomes where he had gone the previous day. The final converted sentence is Ram asked Shyam where he had gone the previous day. Let's look into the next example. He said to her, will you listen to such a person? Step 1 is to identify. He is the subject, her is the object, and said to is the reporting verb. And as said to is in past form, we need to check the tense of the reported speech. Here, the tense is simple future. Step 2 is the change of reporting verb. Said to will become asked here. Step 3 is replace the inverted comma with if, as it is a yes-no type of question. So the sentence will become like this. He asked her if. Step 4 is the change of pronoun. Here, you is in the second person and object is her. So, you will be converted to she. Step 5 is the change of tense. Here, the reported speech is in simple future. So, will gets converted to would. And step 6, change of word denoting time. But as there are no such word, it won't come here. Now, the last step is to convert a question into a statement. After the 6th step, the sentence is, would she listen to such a person? Applying step 7, the statement becomes, she would listen to such a person. The final converted sentence is, he asked her if she would listen to such a person. Let's look into another example. The teacher asked the students, does the sun rises in the east? Step 1 is to identify. Teacher is the subject, students is the object, and asked is the reporting verb. Here, asked is in past form, but the question is a universal truth. So, there won't be any change of tense in this case. The next step is to change the reporting verb. Here, reporting verb is already asked, so there won't be any change. The next step is to replace inverted comma with if, as it is a yes-no type of question. Step 4 is change of pronoun. As there is no pronoun, this step won't come. Step 5 is the change of tense. As the question is a universal truth, we won't be changing the tense of the sentence. And the step 6 is the change of word denoting time. as there are no such word, this step also won't come into the picture. Step 4, 5, 6 won't come here, so after implementing the last step, the sentence will become like this. The teacher asked the student if the sun rises in the east. Let's look into one more example of it. He says to me, "Do you know Shahid?" Step 1 is to identify. He is the subject, the object is me, and says to is the reporting verb. And as says to is in the present form here, so there won't be any change of tense in this case. Next step is to change the reporting verb. Here reporting verb is says to, so it gets converted to asked. The next step is to replace inverted comma with if, as it is a yes-no type of question. Step 4 is the change of pronoun. Here you will be converted to I. Step 5 is the change of tense. But here the reporting verb is in present tense. So there won't be any change of tense. Please note it properly. And step 6 is change of words denoting time. But as there are no such words, this step won't come. After adding the additional step, which is step 7, the final sentence is, he asked me if I know Shahid.
Now let us see how to convert an imperative sentence from direct to indirect speech. You know that an imperative sentence will express a command, request or advice, right? So while changing an imperative sentence from direct to indirect speech, the reporting verb will change into ordered, requested or advised, or any other suitable word you can use. If it is an order, you can use ordered, advice, advised. If it is a request, you can use requested. Okay, then verb in the reported speech will change into infinitive. What is infinitive? To plus base form. The principal said to the peon, ring the bell immediately. The principal said to the peon, ring the bell immediately. It is a command, right? So how can we change into indirect speech? The principal ordered peon to ring the bell immediately. That means you have to add to with reported speech. Okay, you have to use or you have to change the verb in the reported speech into infinitive, to ring. Okay, then other rules related to tenses, then adverbs of time and place, all those rules will remain same. Okay, now let us do some examples. He said to them, get out of the place. Here this is an order. So you can write, he ordered them, then to infinitive. Always remember, you are supposed to use infinitive in the reported speech. Okay. Then which is the verb get, to get out of the place. Okay. Clear? Very easy to convert an imperative sentence from direct to indirect. You have to see the context. If it is an advice, you can write advised. Request, requested. Command or commanded or ordered. Then one more thing, that is verb in the reported speech will change into to infinitive.
Say to the students, complete your homework tonight. Step 1 is to identify. The teacher is the subject, object is students, and say to is the reporting verb. Step 2 is the change of reporting verb. Say to will become ordered here as the teacher is giving the order to the students. Step 3 is to replace the inverted comma with to. So the sentence will become like this. The teacher ordered the students to. Step is the change of pronoun. Here your is in second person and object is students. So your will be converted to their. Step 5 is the change of word denoting time. Here tonight will be converted to that night. So the final sentence is as per our structure. Subject plus reporting verb plus object plus to plus verb's first form plus remaining part in the reported speech. That is, the teacher ordered the students to complete their homework that night. Remember this 5-step formula and you won't find difficulty in converting imperative sentence to indirect speech. For the rest of the examples, I am using the structure only. Please use 5-step formula if you are facing difficulty to convert in one go. Example number 2. He said to me, please help me with my homework. Our structure is subject plus reporting verb plus object plus to plus verb's first form plus remaining part in the reported speech. The subject is he. As per the sense or the meaning, he is requesting me. So reporting verb will be requested. The object is me. Then we will remove the word please as we learned in our rules. Then to help will come as help is the verb's base form. Finally, we will add the remaining part of the reported speech, him with his homework. Notice we have changed the first person pronoun as per subject. And the final sentence is in indirect form, which is, he requested me to help him with his homework. Let's look into the next example. The principal said to the teachers, kindly learn new technologies for teaching students. Our structure is subject plus reporting verb plus object plus to plus verb's first form plus remaining part of the reported speech. The subject is the principal. As per the sense or the meaning, he is advising the teachers. So, reporting verb will be advised. The object is the teachers. Then, we will remove word kindly as we learned in our rules. Then, to learn will come as learn is in verb's base form. Finally, we will add the remaining part of the reported speech, new technologies for teaching students. And the final sentence is in indirect form. That is, the principal advised the teachers to learn new technologies for teaching students.
Book you can see 7 exercises. You can do those exercises as homework.